All right, hello folks. We're going to do some push-ups and sit-ups to show you today. Uh, Maybe Joe will do some upper back work, but I doubt it. I believe we're going to do that later on and separate some of this stuff out. So, Joe, I'm going to get you to do your own count so I can talk while you're doing some stuff. So you just start whenever you're ready. So push-ups are a staple around here. We haven't been doing as much midsection work as we normally do. And we're going to have to get back into that, and we're getting back into it slowly but surely. But we'll show you 2 or 3 exercises that Joe does for core work today. Keep your count, son. So I don't know how many push-ups he's going to do, but he's going to do 4 or 5 sets of things, and we're going to take our time in here. Normally, we don't take a lot of time either, but I don't know what we're going through here right now. We worked through everything, but we're going through a tired phase, a lazy phase. Let's set this like this. I wanted to talk to you guys because I'm going to talk to you about the president of the NCAA being grilled by the Senate committee, and go over kind of like what I seen. This guy's got a channel. It's called Lionel Nation. He's got millions of subs, and he's all political, but Senator John Kennedy was grilling this guy. This guy looked like a half-retarded 65-year-old former jock, just a complete fool, the president of the NCAA. And they were talking about, he couldn't do nothing. It was okay for women to compete in men's sports, but he didn't agree with it. But there was nothing he could do, and all these laws are saying that you can't do that. And he was given the runaround. And the Senator Kennedy really laid it on him there at the end. And I'm going to do it in the Southern accent, which is actually my accent. I've got an accent like Senator Kennedy. And I'm not sure where he's from, but I got an accent kind of like him. I got a Southern accent. I'm sure all you can tell by now. But right there at the end, he told the president of the NCAA point blank, he kept saying, have they got testicles? If they got testicles, they a man, and they shouldn't be competing against a woman. And right at the very end, he goes, why don't you go online and buy spine? And I about rolled in the floor when he said that. That was the funniest thing he said. Why don't you go online and buy spine? And this was the head of the NCAA sports program, head of all college Division I and II sports. And we've got to get all this wokeism out of sports, period. We just got to get it out. It's crazy, and the senator, he had a good point. He was like, I could never believe I'd be sitting here talking to the president of the NCAA in charge of all college, in university sports and be talking to this man about balls and testicles. This is crazy. And you know what? It is crazy. And it's got to go. And they're finding out that these two so-called women athletes that won medals in the Olympics were, in fact, really men. Had the total packages. And as we start getting that information out, it's just becoming, I'm not saying they got like mixed sex or problems like that. It's turning out that the one from Algeria is just a damn guy and is sick. And then him playing, oh, people are jumping on me, I'm the victim. And they just have no regard for women or anything to do with women. And it's amazing that the liberals, they really don't. They use a group up, they brainwash a group. You know, first it's black people, then it's women, and they've got them brainwashed, so they got no use for them no more. They don't want to do anything for those groups any longer, so they move on to the next group. And unfortunately, they've ran out of groups to go to except all the weirdos. And it's just sick. It's a shame. And Justin Trudeau sitting there going, I'm a proud feminist, and it's obvious that the American people don't like women, in this thing in a speech. And I'm like, what is wrong with these people? What is wrong? So hopefully Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada, is on his way out the door this week, or at least shortly before, shortly after Christmas. He's sealed his fate. His own party's asking for him to get out. So as we work and we concentrate and we do our own things, Joe with his academics and boxing, we're still aware of what's going on in this world, and it should shock you. And why would anybody watch amateur boxing when they've got these types of problems going on in the boxing programs worldwide? And we got 2 letters for you. And Joe will tell you this himself. He's the one that's got the 2 letters for you. And that's, you get your fanny up in the ring with him and you're woke. The 2 letters are a K and an O, and that's what you got coming. Because we're just not cottoning to none of it. We don't care who thinks what about it. We're not the weird people here that believe a boy's a boy and a girl's a girl. That's nothing weird about that. Yet they call people that believe in God and Christ and that a boy's a boy, a girl's a girl, all of a sudden they're trying to label us weirdos, and they always project. And when you hear that they are projecting, they are putting on to you exactly what they are, be it criminal behavior that they accuse us of, or this or that or the other. So, and America can't take too much more of it, or we're going to be just as common as Great Britain is, just as common as France is, and just as common as Germany and Canada are. There's going to be nothing exceptional about us any longer. As they've killed these countries I just mentioned out, there's not much exceptional about those countries any longer. And they used to be the most exceptional countries on earth, and they've given that away. And once it's totally gone, I'm not so sure that you can get it back. So we're hoping and praying to God that the new batch of leaders from the FBI, the AG's office, the agriculture, presidency, Congress, both houses, that they bring us back to being exceptional. But the U.S. is not behaving exceptional in anything right now. in absolutely nothing. And we've got to get back to that. And I believe we're back on the road to that. There's nothing exceptional about allowing lunatics to run around and lead the narrative and the conversation and have the moral high ground that bring drag queens into schoolhouses and libraries. There's nothing exceptional about any of these things, and these people need to be put back in the dark corner of society from whence they came out. There's nothing normal about perversion. Nothing normal. And the moment you start accepting any form of it, you become it, or you give it to your children. And it's got to go. Woke has got to go. Good job, son. Pushing it today. How many sets you got? 3 or 4? How many sets you got?
3.
3? All right.
So that one more exercise.
Okay. Good job, son. We'll do 2 more sets, and we will end the video at the point we have these 2 sets concluded that he's going to do. Maybe I'll make another separate video, of where Joe's going to do some upper back work. Well, there'll be one lower back exercise in the group that he does, but you'll see if I upload it or not. And then we'll put some type of short bag video up later on as well this evening. But you got to work. We're going through a lot of turmoil here where we're living in South America, and a lot of problems. I'm always asking for prayers that we get back to the U.S. and but we keep working through it all. But right now, we're just going through a lazy phase. And I believe just now as I was talking about it, I pinpointed it. It started out this morning, it was so hot. It was just as hot as could be. And we're at 4 something in the afternoon, and it almost looks dark, getting dark outside. It's cooled off tremendously, and I think it was so hot earlier today. I mean, it was really, really hot. And we've got this cool spell going on right now. And I believe that's what's drained us. I'm feeling it too. But you've always got to work. You got to work through any turmoil that you're going through. If you injure one part of your body, like I said, maybe you've hurt an ankle, don't sacrifice what you can do, even if you have to sit in a chair and do it. You can't compete, and especially in professional sports, and especially in boxing or MMA, and not be training through problems in life. You got to keep going, and these things have to be daily and rigorous and whatnot. Just take you a few seconds in between if you need it. And Joe's literally the hardest working 16-year-old I've ever come up on in my life. Okay, good job, son.
Huh?
Good job. So even when we're having, or Joe's having an off day, a bad day, he's out working them all. And that's what we do. Simple process. There's no fairy dust or magic wand in it or going on with it. Just out working everybody. I looked, we're in between gyms now. I looked down at a gym down that's close to here. I was gonna get Joe in there at the beginning of this week, or maybe it was even last week. Great looking gym. They're willing to placate what we do and what we need, and make availability for Joe. They were really impressed with him, and but I'm not so sure. I may ride this through working out at home through Christmas to try to figure out if we can get back to the U.S. after Christmas. And if we get a shot to go, a place to go, we're gonna take it. We're gonna be out of here. And that's our holdback. We just don't know where we're gonna go and where we're gonna be, actually. And that's the thing we need the most prayer in. I don't want to go back and be in a hotel till we can get things arranged, and so it's just going to be difficult for us in the beginning. Good job, son. Take you a few minutes now before you do this last set. Try to get you some rest in. Because you still got the back to doing all that. So we still got a bag work, and we still got a lot of stuff to do. So this is, what we do. We do a lot of different things. There's so many things that we do that we just don't show online. There's certain aspects to what we do. We have to be secretive to it. If Joe wasn't going to compete and all this, I'd probably sit down at some point and give out everything we do, but I don't want to hand out not that I think anybody would even do what we do, to be honest with you. I don't think no one would be able to fit all the things in that we do, especially at an amateur level. And I don't even think there's a lot of top 10 pros right now that literally do what we do year round like we do it. When Joe gets to the point where we got to step up in game professionally and have a training camp, Lord only knows what that's going to be like and what I'm going to have to add to it. And but it'll be, and I've been fortunate enough. I've seen quite a bit of stuff in some professional training camps, and one of which was a world champion at the time. And so we don't know everything. We're not all knowing. We just go on strength, guts, grit, and determination, and hard work, and like those that taught me many, many decades ago, and those whom I was fortunate enough to be around many decades ago. And we're never interested in, oh, let's get a heads up here. There's an easier way to do this or do that. No, we're not into all that. We are teachable. I don't want you to misunderstand what I'm saying, but we're not looking for an easy way in any of the academics or boxing training that we do here. And that's been the problem. I've been training younger people here for free and adults, and nobody can hold up to it. Absolutely no one. And I'm talking over the past 3 years, well in excess of 150 tough, young and older adult, strong men, and none of them can hold up to what we do. They just can't do it. We've had pro footballers come in, they can't handle it. We've had for Columbia, to their standards, very good boxers, and a former IBF champion. It was like, oh my God, I could have never done that when Joe was 13. So we know what we're doing holds some weight, although we ain't showing everybody everything we do. We had a pro soccer player, and it's a hell of a thing. A fella comes in and wants you to train him, and he shows you himself in his sport on TV, and you watch this guy and you look and you're like, oh, this guy will be able to handle it, and they can't handle it. Even taking baby steps. And that's what I tell all of you to do. If you take small steps, because if you can't do, but I always say this, but 5 push-ups, do the 5, and then in a little while do 5 more, and then in a little while do 5 more, and a little while do 5 more, and before you know it, you'll be doing 50 at a time with minimal problem in multiple sets. Get yourself up and do 100 in a row. Hard work has a common denominator with all of us, and the common denominator is great results from the hard work. It always equals it. And I always tell you, I mean, Joe's pretty big, and he's big for 16. Joe's probably, if I had to pinpoint the poundage, I'd say he's probably 196 pounds right now. And when you're bigger, it's harder to, I'll give you an example. Manny Pacquiao or somebody could sit down and work rings around a 200-pound guy. The heavier you are, the harder a lot of these things are. You may be able to lift more, hit harder, things you may be able to do strength-wise to outdo the smaller guy, but smaller guys should always be doing many more repetitions. Like I tell you, we'll show you the good and the bad. You done?
Yeah.
All right, so that's 5 sets right there. These are little sets. This hasn't been a great day for us at all, to say the least. However, you see, we keep working through bad days, lazy days, traumatic days, whatever's going on. You need to work, make sure you get the work in, get some work in. I'm gonna give Joe a little break. He's gonna do a upper back workout. It's gonna include one lower back exercise. I'm not sure, maybe I'll video that, but it'll be in another video. Not sure if I'll get it out today or not. And he's gonna have to do some bag work and some other stuff that I'll put a short up with a reflex bag video up at any rate, like I do daily. But much love to you all. I want to request your prayers that we're able to get up and get back to the United States, and that it's uneventful, that everything goes good and smooth for us. And we want to tell you we love you, and we want to tell you that we always say up in here and up in this house, Christ is King, and we love the Lord, and we love you guys.